Hello, it's Madam and welcome to this new speed build. So as usual, for this house, I was imagining a story behind it. So the story I imagined was that, and it's actually a really sad story, a single mom decided to move out from the family house because her husband started to become violent and started drinking and wasn't really taking care of her and her daughters because both of them had 2 daughters together. And she was afraid for herself, for her daughters, so she decided to move out. She took her girls with her, and she found this house. So she decided to move here for a little while at least, for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, until her husband decided to become a nice guy again. And the idea behind this house was that it wasn't made for threesomes. It's barely made for a couple or maybe a couple with a baby, but that's it. There's not even 2 bedrooms in this house. There's actually a little room that you can make as a bedroom, but I was actually thinking that this house was, that was an extension that was added to the house so that maybe the couple who was living in this house before could have had an office or something. And I'm going to explain that to you in a little while because I had so much issues with the floor plan in this house. Because I wanted to show this idea that this house wasn't made for a big family or at least a family with 2 kids. And I really wanted for this house to have a mezzanine, as you can see, and I was imagining that the mezzanine would have been the bedroom or maybe the loft or something, and underneath would have been the bathroom, kitchen, living room, entrance, things like that. And on the right, this little room that you can see, I was thinking that this would have been the room that was added to the house, and maybe this was an office before the family moved in. And so this single mom found this house because it was cheap, even though it doesn't look cheap when you look at it from the outside. Even though I tried, I thought this house is too pretty, to destroy everything and make it really disgusting. So yeah, she thought this house was really pretty cheap and she could live here with her daughters for a little while. And she moved her bedroom into the little office, so she has a really small bedroom, while her daughters are sleeping in the mezzanine. And for this idea of the daughters sleeping in the mezzanine, I was actually thinking of the movie Paranormal Activity. At least I think this is the name in English. And this is what I was thinking about when I was making the daughter's bedroom. Except that here it's a new beginning. Because also I had so many issues to find the name for the house. First, I didn't really know what to name the house. I was always thinking about this story I had, this single mom and her 2 daughters. I was always thinking about that story, so I thought maybe I could name the house with, then the word hope in it, or maybe new beginning or something. And I don't know where it came from, but Solar Daisy. I don't know, it sounded like fresh and you can start a new life in here. I don't know why. For me, it sounds like that. And I thought it was pretty original as well, so why not name this house like that? And so when I was furnishing the house, I was imagining that maybe the family or the mother and her daughters were living in here for a couple of months, or would have been living in here for a couple of months. And, it's way longer than she thought. Because for her daughters, I think they're not realizing what's happening between their parents. For them, it's just a game, they're just moving house, and maybe when they will come back home, they will have a big surprise. But they're not really realizing that their parents are maybe getting a divorce or something. They don't realize that. So for them, it's just a game. So they're playing this new house like they are, as if they were in a dollhouse, something like that. So that's why I've placed a lot of decorative items and a lot of toys. A little bit of a mess everywhere because maybe the daughters are just playing in this house. For them, it's just a game. While the mother is struggling to, pay the rent or something, she's just trying her best to have her daughters have the best life ever, but she's struggling to have a good life herself, because of her husband. And so for the kitchen, I tried, to show that this house is actually really small and it's not a great house for 3 people or family. It's good for a couple, but not for a family. And that's what I wanted to show for this kitchen, because I tried to make a family kitchen with this little space, and I think it turned out really well. It's a really small kitchen, and you feel it's cozy in it. And of course, I've used all of the parenthood stuff because, my god, they are so amazing. I loved all the furniture that came with this game pack. I'm really in love with this game pack, actually. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it with the kitchen. And of course, I will place a lot of decorative items around so that to show that there's been children in this house. And so for the living room, I came back kind of to this idea that they were moving in here just for a few weeks, few months at least. They were not planning on staying in this house that long, so there's not a lot of furnitures in the living room, and I will place a lot of mess inside. And also, when I was working on the living room, I was also still thinking that soon it will be autumn, fall, the season. And this is my favorite season of the year. And I was imagining that this family, this mother and her 2 daughters, could be spending some time in the living room during the weekend. And one of the daughters can be drawing, the other one could be reading, or maybe playing with her toys, or her teddy bears or something, she would be playing. And that's why there's going to be a lot of mess in the living room, because they will be all around playing together. And with this art craft thing, I was thinking that maybe the 3 of them could spend some time in. Something that I did with my mother was that I was telling her a story and she was writing it on a book, and then she tied all the pages together with a button and something to tie the button in. Sorry. So we were making some books with art craft thing, and I was thinking that the mother could do the same thing with her daughters, and I thought that was a great idea. And with the little plate, that came with the parenthood that I've put on the dresser under the stairs, there's a rocket ship on it, and I was imagining that this was from the first daughter, because I don't think I said the life stage the daughter were in, because there's one daughter as a child and the other one as a toddler. And so the little girl child, was passionate about space, and she would love maybe one day to become an astronaut. So that's why there's a rocket ship on the plate, and this idea of this little girl wanted to become an astronaut came to me when I placed this plate, actually. And I thought that was a really great idea. She's thinking too much about, or actually she's thinking so much about her future and about how she could become a nice astronaut, that she's not realizing that her parents are getting a divorce. And here's when I'm working on the daughter's bedroom, or actually the mezzanine that turned out to be the daughter's bedroom. And I have to say that I love this bedroom. So even though they're not at the same age, I was thinking, one is a child, the other one is a toddler, so it's not bad if they are sharing the same bedroom. And they are sisters. And when I was 13, my sister, who's 8 years younger than me, we shared a bedroom for a while. And it wasn't awkward. We had our privacy. We managed to have our own time in the bedroom if we wanted to be alone or things like that. And yeah, it was great. So I was also thinking that those 2 girls would be, getting along fairly well, and they could plan to have one spend some time in their bedroom or in the mezzanine, and then the other one could take over and things like that. And of course, I've placed all those toys on the corner because, yeah, that was something I had in my bedroom, and my sister had the same thing. We had the corner, the messy corner where there was all of our toys, and we were always thinking that one day we would clean this up, but it never happened. Never. And so yeah, I had a lot of fun furnishing their bedroom. And yeah, of course, I always forget to place this sort of chair when I'm building a house, even though I know that I'm gonna be making a toddler bedroom. I always forget to place at least the potty or the chairs, if not both. So yeah, of course I went back downstairs to place these chairs because it's a necessity when you have a toddler, even though they can eat on the couch, which is really nice. But you know, it's better for them to eat at the table with everyone. And yes, as you may have seen, I've placed a lot of decorative items, posters above the child bed. And I wanted to show that she was really interested in space, and I didn't really know what to do, you know, what kind of posters to use. And oh, as well, I've been having so much issues with the fences. And first I thought that came from this picket fence, but no, it's all the fences. So I don't know if that happened to you as well. When you are placing the fence, when you're deleting it, afterwards the fence completely disappears, and when you want to place it again, it doesn't show. So I don't know if that happens to you, but it has happened to me a couple times already, and it's quite annoying. So anyway, so for the front of the house, I had this idea when I was scrolling on the gallery, and I saw someone doing that with the front of the house, and I thought that was such a great idea. So I don't know who did that, but I borrowed this idea, and I thought this was a really great idea. And I was talking about something before talking about the fences, and I completely forgot about what I was talking about. So sorry about that. So, of course, for the garden, I placed a lot of plants, and I really have to control myself to not place too much plants, which is something that I tend to do. And I also wanted to show that this garden is not really taken care of, so that's why there's all those herbs or something, I don't know, you know, all this grass, all those flowers all around, because the mother doesn't have time to take care of the garden. She has her daughters to take care of, she has a career, she has to take care of the house all by herself because their husband is not there. So yeah, she has to take care of everything by herself. So the garden is really the last of her problems, you know. It's really the last thing she think about because it's not important. And as well for the garden, I had a lot of fun making a little terrace or something. I don't know the name. I am always saying terrace, but I'm not even sure if this is a real word. Anyway, I had a lot of fun doing the backyard, and I'm going to show you why. And this little space is actually, you know, this bush is actually kind of a bush that you're not taking care of really regularly. And here is what I was talking about. You know those little circle on the ground? I thought that would be really nice, you know, instead of placing terrain paint, it was better, you know, to do that this way. And yeah, so I haven't made the mother's bedroom, and at this point I actually forgot that I had to make the mother's bedroom, but I will think of it later. And so for her bedroom, I will go for something really simple because, as I said, she didn't plan on living in this house for that long. That wasn't something she wanted to do at first. But yeah, they stayed in this house actually longer than she thought. So her bedroom is actually pretty bare and empty, but it was because she didn't took as much furniture as she thought she would need. So yeah, her bedroom is really, really small, but you know, she's a mother and she would sacrifice everything for her daughter, I think. So she had her privacy though, she had her own bedroom, which is very nice. And of course for the bathroom I went for something really simple because, you know, it's just a bathroom, you don't need expensive thing. Or if you have a bathroom and actually a toilet and a bath or a shower, and a bath is really necessary if you have a toddler in your house, you have everything you need. So the bathroom is really simple. So yeah, of course, if you like this house, please leave a thumbs up under this video. Don't forget to tell me what you think, and if you like this house so much that you would like to play in it, you can of course download it on the gallery, either using the link I've placed in the description or looking for my origin ID, which is Mojam11. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you very soon.